Sometimes I get a good feeling. Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing today?
How's it going?
We are on chapter 24, meeting the Moines United family. And today we have a new cousin in the family, Brandon.
Yes, we're very lucky to have the head coach from Simpson College, Rick Isaacson.
Simpson College.
Yes, a former teammate, colleague, and graduate of Urbandale High School alum. So go Jayhawks.
Thanks for
All
having
right,
me.
I think it's time to take our glasses
Yep.
out. Because our guest doesn't have glasses
Yep.
on. So yeah, we have Rick Isaacson. That's how you say it?
Yep. Isaacson.
Isaacson.
Yep.
So you're a coach from Simpson College. You went to Urbandale here with Ermels. Tell us a little bit about that whole situation at Urbandale.
We'll date
High
ourselves a
School.
little bit here.
Yeah.
Almost 20 years ago now.
Yeah.
So I graduated in 99. Brandon graduated in 2000. We actually kind of grew up playing together. So came up through the same club, spent some years together in high school, and then ended up competing against each other in college and then coaching against each other. So
You
we
were
go way
state
back.
champion
We were.
as a goalie?
Yeah, back in 1998.
1998.
Yeah.
And then you guys actually got to your team.
So his.
I assume it was in varsity, you were in JV?
Yes, of course. Yeah. So his junior year, right?
Yep.
Then we're all juniors essentially. Won the state tournament handily. So they all came back as seniors. The next year would have been my junior year. Was expected to clearly win the state tournament again, but didn't even make it past sub-state because was it Ames?
Ames upset us.
Ames upset Urbandale. And then the next year we made it and lost in the championship final. So it was 2 rough years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So just so you know the dynamic of our show, this is chapter 24. We're trying to create La Familia, the family for the Moines United. Our sponsors are godparents, organizations are aunts and uncles, and then teams like yourself are our cousins. So from now on, you're officially Cousin Rick.
I like that.
So let's get some official patch. Let's do official patch to Cousin Rick. And you brought us some nice goodies, some
Thanks,
shirts.
Thank you.
Does that fit you?
Yeah. Oh
Why
yeah.
don't you put it on? Just that way.
Just to rep it.
All right. So our coach Brandon
Good.
Ermels is gonna put an official Simpson College T-shirt.
Still looks like a player, doesn't he?
He still looks like a player. He's fit. And then we got what do we got?
Tickets. Oh, tips.
Thank you.
Oh, we got
Oh,
some
tickets.
tickets. We got a game against the Menace on Thursday the 10th. So you're definitely invited to that game. And so Des Moines United welcomes you as part of the family. Let's talk a little bit about what you did after Urbandale High School when you were Brandon. You went to Luther College.
Yep.
And you played there all 4 years
I
as
did.
a goalie.
Yep, I was at Luther from 99 to 2003.
Okay.
Yeah, enjoyed my career and my time at Luther, which is in the same league as Simpson. So.
Oh, okay. And then you became head coach for Dakota High School.
Yeah, while I was finishing up my eligibility at Luther, I became the head coach at Decorah, which is where
Decorah.
Luther's located. And then upon graduation, I jumped on the Ankeny job, so I became the head coach at Ankeny High School when there was just one high school in Ankeny.
Okay. Yeah, we had duets the other day, and
Yeah.
you told us that. Did you ever play with duets? Or?
Yeah, club teammate. We grew up together, same class. He was on my Urbandale club team, although he went to Valley. Yeah, we're pretty deep rooted. In fact, Brian was on my staff at Simpson for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you went after being at Ankeny. You've been at Simpson College for 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years now. It's gone fast.
How is that like? Tell us about that.
I mean, I think I'm living the dream. It's a great gig. So I get to work with 18 to 22-year-olds, and for the most part, they're talented players, and you're shaping them as a soccer athlete, but you're also, if you see the big picture, you're trying to influence what they're going to do over the next 40 years. So it's a pretty cool job to have.
Gotcha. Is it how is it? I mean, you both have coached both high school and college level. Now you're with the Moines United. What's the difference between coaching high school and coaching high school?
Well, I think with
and
college, I think the college athletes, you're a lot more involved in their lives every single day. And so you kind of guide them what sort of structure, what they're going to be doing. With high school, you're sort of limited to essentially the season, and hoping that the guys are taking things on their own and really doing captain's practices and stuff.
I mean, I've noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I've noticed Brandon, for example, a lot of the players from the Moines United, the older players, have a lot of good things to say about Brandon. I mean, they actually see him as a father figure. Is that the biggest difference? Like once they go to college, they're no longer with their parents, so now their new parent or their new father is really their coach. So you really have to deal with all the personal stuff as well,
you're
right?
Dealing with all their classes. They come to you about classes, like whether or not they should be dropping classes, taking classes, making sure they're going to class, their lifestyles. You got to check in their dorm rooms, where they're living, what their living situation is. I mean, you really are a parent away from home, regardless if they're from Australia, California, or from Pella, Iowa. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're kind of that touch point.
What?
And you're watching them from 18 to 23 grow into an adult. And so when you see former players of yours that have 6-year-old kids, and,
because I see it's so impressive the bonding that, for example, that you have with Darren Marcelo, which is our goalie, or the bonding you have with Renato, with Gustavo, with all the players.
It's
from the Moines United.
Extremely close, almost like I didn't even say closer to teammates. The bonds you make with these guys.
I think a good coach wins games, but a great coach kind of leaves their mark long term on these kids.
Wow,
I agree.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so what is Simpson College for 10 years? What is the mix of Simpson College? For example, at the Moines United, we got over 21 countries represented, different colleges, including Simpson. We had some players from Simpson. What is the mix in Simpson?
So we've got 37 guys on the roster right now. I think 19 of them are local. So from what we consider our backyard, which is the Des Moines metro area, we're pulling players from Ankeny, Waukee, Johnston, Urbandale, Centennial, Roosevelt, East, all the local
from all the
schools
high schools
and all the local clubs, Sporting, VSA, Rush. We've got kids from all of those programs. We're one of the most diverse teams in our league, so we've done some things at Simpson to create opportunities for families or prospects that maybe otherwise wouldn't have opportunities to earn their education at Simpson. In doing so, we've become a more diverse team, and the byproduct of that is the quality of soccer is also improving. So
awesome.
We're pulling from all over. We've got a little pod coming from Colorado. I think we have 5 kids from Colorado on the team, so we've been able to identify some.
Any international student?
Two. One from Australia and one from Afghanistan.
Wow. How are the restrictions on international students? I know you were talking about it the other day.
It's much more challenging for NCAA than it is for NAI or even junior college. So NCAA clearinghouse that they have to go through to be eligible. It's a lot more demanding because they evaluate things differently. Classes and coursework.
And then the whole budget situation too. I assume you guys are given a budget. You're like, hey, there's only X amount of dollars for scholarships for.
So for Division III, they get merit scholarships, right? Grants and merit scholarships. They don't consider any athletic scholarship, So that's why NAI is a lot nicer because you can say, hey, here's a soccer scholarship. Or junior colleges, and you can say, hey, here's a soccer scholarship.
That's why there's a greater international presence at NAIA schools. They can make school more affordable for the international kid. Whereas the Division III school, there's just more obstacles to go through, and in most cases, it's tough to make school affordable or compete with the NAIAs in terms of cost.
Gotcha. You were mentioning a little while ago the difference in the level of soccer, and then that brings us to that question. How was soccer 10 years ago versus now? One thing we've been experiencing with building the Des Moines United family, it's we've had Des Moines Soccer Club, a United Football Academy, the Urbandale, and they all had something in common. They were like, before soccer was considered an elite sport, and now you can have your kids going to start playing at 4 or 5 years, and it's $50 a season, so they start playing at a younger age. It's more available to the minorities or to the entire market. You think that's the biggest situation why the level of soccer has increased, or what is it?
I think accessibility is one thing. It's definitely a factor. The whole pay-to-play debate, I think there's legitimacy to that. At some point you outprice yourself, right, and you make soccer unaffordable for a certain demographic. And I think Kick It Forward's a good example. They're a nonprofit. Groups like that have done a good job to advance soccer and provide opportunities to communities that were maybe not getting the opportunities because of cost. That's one reason the game has grown. I think there's more support. As our generation has gotten older, we grew up with the game, and now we have children. So there's more support, whereas our parents didn't grow up with the game, so there was less support and understanding of soccer.
Got you. Yeah, because that's something we were talking about when every time I ask that question about 10 years from now or even before the parents were donating their time to coach, but they didn't really know soccer. Now you got Rick, now you got Brandon, now you got all these guys that have been playing that are giving back to the
Right.
to the community, to the love for soccer.
Yeah.
Right.
The game has really evolved. I tell my former teammates from Luther when they ask about my Simpson team, we finished third 5 years in a row at Simpson in our league. And I tell them when we were at Luther, we used to win the league, right? And the Simpson team I have now is better than the Luther teams I played on.
Yeah.
That's how far the game has evolved in the last 20
Wow.
years. So.
What do you see? What do you see soccer in Iowa? Not even 10 years now. 5 years from now. With the whole Pro Iowa initiative and all that stuff. What do you see it coming?
I mean, the game just continues to grow. So do opportunities. And ECNL and that announcement recently with Sporting, and I think other clubs are trying to jump on that train. So that's providing more opportunities for these kids. And then the other side of the spectrum is you've got opportunities that don't include traveling all over the country or all over the region, kind of more grassroots effort to play soccer, and I think that's pushing everything forward as well.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting. Any comments, Brandon?
No, I would agree. The opportunities, like you look at what Jaime Leiva started with UFA. I mean, it's unbelievable. Just how fast and quickly it's grown. It's just spread like wildfire.
And it seems like everybody's willing to work together. Like when we started Des Moines United, we started it. The project Des Moines United started about 3 years ago. It started with futsal because there was a lot of Brazilian players in different colleges that wanted to continue playing. So we started there. It was successful. We won a tournament in second place in Orlando, Florida, with like big teams. And then it kind of faded out, and we got the opportunity to be part of UPSL, and instantly saw it as an opportunity to give opportunity to the local players. To all the different colleges. How many colleges do we have represented the team?
Oh,
at least 6 or 7.
Yeah, no, we've got
Simpson, Grandview.
The guys that are training, we've got local colleges. Yeah. Simpson and Grandview.
Marshalltown
Community College, Iowa Central, Wayne Penn, Simpson.
So it's kind of like similar to the way you're recruiting.
Right.
Like right now, we got the state tournament. How is that going? Do you see it as an opportunity to go watch players?
Yeah, the state tournament, from my standpoint, it's a recruiting tool. And so I'm there to identify talent and then start to make contacts. The timing of the state tournament is unique. So Iowa plays high school soccer in the spring. The majority of the country plays high school soccer in the fall. That's both good and bad, right? So I can get to more soccer games because we don't have parallel seasons.
Gotcha.
But the timing of it also is a little bit challenging in that seniors have already decided where they're going. So we're on to juniors and sophomores and trying to identify young kids and project what they're going to look like 2 years, 3 years down the road.
Gotcha. And you keep on watching them as they go through college, as they go through high school, and then actually help them qualify for the college. Their SATs, their ACTs. What is the I assume we were talking to Jaime Leiva the other day, and he was saying something. His whole academy is not only based on having their players play, but also building them up to be leaders. And so he actually has programs, which to me was really interesting. He has programs of tutoring to make sure that the kids stay in school, get that GPA, and can also play. How does GPA affect on being able to play for Simpson College?
So that's another difference, I think, when you compare levels and NCAA Division III. Most of our institutions have high standards when it comes to academics. So you are targeting kids that do well in both the classroom and on the soccer field. Simpson specifically has great support in terms of academic support. So it's really tough to fail out of Simpson College if you are making an effort to pass your classes.
Gotcha.
So we do have required tutoring for our athletes. I get 6-week grade checks so they can't sneak anything past me. And then if they're not doing their job in the classroom, we remove what's most important to them, and oftentimes that's soccer. So if you want to be on the pitch playing, training, you've got to get it done in the classroom.
You got to get it done in the What's the requirement for GPA? To be eligible to be on the field.
Sure. So at Simpson, you have to be considered a full-time student, which means you're taking a minimum of 12 credits a semester, and then you have to maintain a GPA above 2.0. So you have to be a C. Essentially,
no, it's not. It's not challenging at all to maintain that with the support that you get from academics.
Gotcha. We got some pictures there of your current team, I assume.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yeah. Look at
so tell us a little bit about the team. So you got Gabriel Encarnacion.
Yeah, he's from McAllen, Texas, on the border down there by Mexico. He's almost an international.
Does he speak Spanish?
He does.
Español?
He does.
He should come here.
He's a character, that Gabby. Freshman that came 16 hours to Simpson College. So, and actually wasn't a goalkeeper when he arrived. We've converted him to a goalkeeper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's our third. He's our third goalkeeper.
Okay.
Yep. But in terms of what you're looking at up here, you'll notice a heavy influence of local players. Like I talked about earlier, you'll notice some niche markets that we've been able to identify talent and draw and bring talent to Simpson from. Yeah, lots of good players up there. In most cases, those guys are all-state players and played on some of the top club teams.
Ricardo Ibarra from Marshalltown.
Yeah, great
I
player.
assume he's from Mexican descent.
He is.
So.
He is. He's one of our top players.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In fact, he missed a large portion of our spring season due to injury.
Okay.
As did a lot of these guys. That was one of the challenges this spring. Was I think we ended up short six of our regulars by the time we were done playing. In fact,
Wow.
for our last match, we played without 3 starters.
By the way, the Moines United is a full year project. Not only are we playing spring, but we're playing fall. I know fall is more challenging to get college players, but we're also going to be part of MASL, which is Major Arena Soccer League.
I like it.
So that's during the winter, and then we start again. So there's definitely opportunity
Very cool.
to have a door open for any Simpson future players.
So I think
Yeah.
the creation of Des Moines United has filled a huge void, that's what we're talking about right now. There's opportunity for these guys, both current college players and former college players, to keep playing through the summer months and even beyond college, and that wasn't always the case.
Gotcha. Because a lot of the times, I mean, for the coaches, even if they're not playing the actual games, you know, being part of the 40-player roster and practicing 3-4 times a week, which is what the Moines United does, it's already a benefit for the college, correct?
Oh, absolutely. So any structured soccer they can play throughout the summer, which is, you know, we have to have our hands off as coaches. We can't be coaching our athletes during those summer months. So if they can find a program like Des Moines United, we have some guys playing for the Raptors in Cedar Rapids, and even a kid playing for Inferno in Cedar Rapids. Those are the opportunities I hope they seek, right? Because structured soccer is going to help. It's going to advance their development. It's going to accelerate the timeline.
And then you have the situation with the college players that a lot of the times, especially if they're international players or whatever, they need to find a job.
Yep.
Being able to survive during the summer because their scholarship doesn't really cover their summer stuff. It's really challenging. Was something that impressed me a lot from Sporting Wichita, which is the team that we're playing on Saturday, on June 5th, by the way. June 5th at Tiger Stadium, 7 p.m., Des Moines United versus Sporting Wichita.
And that's at Valley High School, not Valley Stadium.
Yeah, it's at Valley
Differentiate
High School.
that.
The Tiger Stadium, the one's right off the freeway. Toda la gente que habla español. Tenemos aquí a Rick, es coach de Simpson College. Estamos hablando de todas las oportunidades que hay a nivel colegial con Simpson College y de toda la evolución que tiene Des Moines United. No se pierdan el juego del Des Moines United a las 7 de la noche. El 5 de junio en el Tiger Stadium. That's for we're broadcasting simultaneously on our radio station.
Love it.
So, the question, so Sporting Wichita, over in Wichita, they got this program called
Host Families.
Host Families. So the players, in exchange for them training their kids, you know, like giving them some good training, they provide the home, the food, the shelter. So they're able to play. Isn't that a cool thing?
I kind of related to when we were kids and we had British soccer camp.
Yes.
So my family, I don't know if I'm sure your family
host like a Peter Archie or
we did host Peter Archie.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we hosted an international coach for the summer. He said,
Uh-huh.
have 3 kids hanging off him, when it wasn't practice time, and stuff. We thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
But it gave them a house, place to, eat,
A place
to swim if there's a pool, even better. So
that is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely the whole soccer community is growing exponentially. Diversity is getting crazy out there. It's growing definitely. So now we're gonna pass to our next activity. And now that you're a coach, so what are the colors for Simpson? Red, so you can use red.
You can use red. You want to use the soccer house blue?
You can use the soccer house blue.
Yeah,
That's
baby.
over there.
All right, hand me 11. All right, I guess I only need 10 because
So we're gonna play a little strategic match. Let's imagine that Simpson College is playing Des Moines United.
Yeah.
Let's take out that. What is that? Producer, what's this? Producer?
Looks like a Visine
Is
bottle
that
with
supposed to
a
be that
paperclip
scratch
in
my
it.
head or something? All right. So, by the way, we're planning on organizing. I was talking to the UPSL teams, and we might be organizing a prior to your season starting, like a tournament. so that we can invite colleges and UPSL teams.
Yeah,
and kind of have a little tournament.
Kind of
here in Moines.
I like it.
Yeah.
Is that cool? You think that's cool?
Yeah.
Shall we write down Simpson College?
I like that idea. Yeah, I mean, if it's during the summer months,
Yeah, no, of course.
I can't.
It'll be prior to your season starting.
I would just have to put it on my captain's organize, but I'm sure they would do it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's put your ideal.
You want the formation we started in, or the formation we went to after we got all those injuries?
Well, just assume you're playing against the Moines United with the Simpson College last formation that you used. Then we got Coach Earl was here, and then you wanna provide a situation here so they could give us a situation: a goal kick, corner kick.
3-2, 5 minutes to go. Soccer House is losing.
Soccer House is losing 3-2. Okay. There's 5 minutes.
Who counters first? Who makes the first move here?
He has a goal kick. He shoots a hole kick.
Okay, so it's a goal kick, and we're sitting on a 1-goal lead late in the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I know.
I'm going to change things here. Then we're going to go to a 4-1-4-1 or a 4-5-1, whatever you want to call it here, and we're going to manage. We're going to manage. Do I have too many out there?
No.
Okay, we're going to manage the game here the last 5 minutes and be smart about the way we sit on this lead.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna move. We're gonna have 3. We're gonna attack with 3. So we're gonna do 3 up top, and we're gonna push our guys out wide here. Move in the middle. So our keeper's gonna play. We're still gonna play it out of the back, but we're gonna try to draw them out because I'm sure they're gonna try to pack it in and bunker and.
Yeah, because they have the lead.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. They're gonna try to maintain that.
We got
lead.
5 minutes to win. This is like the semi-final.
Yep.
Thing, bro.
So we're gonna try to go keep it up, high press, and we're not gonna send long balls. We're still gonna play it out of the back and try to work through the midfield, but we're gonna see if we can't draw them out and open things up and create some combinations to unlock the back.
At Simpson, we talk a ton about game management and situational soccer, which is exactly what we're doing right now. And this is the area of the game where my players need to continue to evolve and understand that there's moments in the game where we change our approach. We don't always play the same way. While we maintain the same identity, we have to be willing to understand circumstantial soccer and what that means to getting to the finish line and getting the result we want.
Getting the result you want. That's really important.
Yeah.
So now let's say we're at propose a situation.
Okay, so let's say it's a tied game and Rick goes down a man. This was my my topic at my A license. This is actually what I had to do. So you're down a man. You got 10 men. Okay. So we're sitting in here. You've got the ball. How are you gonna play it out?
So he's got one less player.
Yeah, he has to play a man short.
What's the score?
You guys are still up.
You guys are still up, but there's still 30 minutes in the game. So you cannot afford to be too conservative because he might take advantage of that situation. You know what I mean?
I think that's probably what we're gonna do.
So 4 backs and then essentially 4.
We'll keep a diamond in the midfield, try to keep it tight. If we're gonna concede opportunities, I think we'll concede them in the flanks, and we won't let them gut us down the middle of the field. So, can we defend? Can we be organized in defense? That's my job, right? And can we limit the opportunities they get? If they are able to create opportunities, it's because they're serving balls in from the flanks, and we're prepared to deal with those.
Okay, make a goal so that how do you make him a goal with that? So the game is tight, and then see how he's how he changes.
So they've scored. Is that what you're saying?
He's still up,
Oh,
but
so
now,
we scored,
but
so
now
We gotta come out of our shell.
You take advantage,
so
and you actually make him a goal. Let's say it's a kick from here, and it's Rafa shoots it in. So now it's even. It's 3-3.
Okay. So
10 minutes till the end of the game. This is what takes you to the final. How do you open up those 10 players?
So this game has to end. Yeah. Okay.
The game has to end.
You want me to go?
What do you do?
Okay.
So, well, after we score, so we essentially we're gonna keep the high press because we've got man advantage.
You got the momentum.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to apply pressure, put them into pressure pockets and try to stretch them out as much as we can. Take advantage of the fact that we're.
It's the last game of the season. It's probably your last game coaching. You have to take this team to the championship. What do you do with 10 players?
Okay, so if that's what's at stake and we have to win to keep playing, will come out of our shell here, right, at some point. So I think what I would do is try to keep the game in balance as long as I could, and then maybe you get to the final 10, 12 minutes before you make a tactical adjustment and try to get the game winner. In our case, I think what we would do is play this way. So we'd go sweeper, stopper. All right, we'd play 3 across the midfield with 2 forwards. And we would try to play direct because we're down a guy.
Does he get to a point in the last 2-3 minutes of the game?
This guy is a hybrid. He's like a hybrid 6. He can get into the midfield when we're advancing the ball, or he defends if we're under pressure because we're shorthanded.
I assume on the last 2 minutes of the game, your goalie is already there with every corner kick, right?
Yeah,
trying to make it happen.
If it's me, yeah.
Whoa. So what do you think? Who wins? Both? Like strategies?
I mean,
how do you?
I don't think they will score.
You don't think they would score? Why you have so little faith on Rick?
We're shorthanded, so
they're shorthanded.
Yeah, here's the deal. If we can get to kicks,
Yeah.
I would take that.
You're going to try to survive.
We're down a man for 30 minutes plus the overtime, so 50 minutes playing shorthanded.
Yeah.
If we can get to a shootout and take our 50-50 chance to win in kicks.
There we go.
As a coach, I think you go.
So you don't try to be too aggressive
Yeah.
because you don't want to risk him making another goal.
Right.
So you try to keep it
So
balanced.
we're trying to end the game before it gets to that point.
Right.
So you're more aggressive. What are you doing there
Yeah.
to become more aggressive?
Well, we'll sort of maintain this, but we're just going to try to stretch.
Open up
we're going to stretch the field and spread out the field as best we can to get these guys to sort of. Because right now they're just packed in. It's going to be almost impossible.
So the odds of his team winning if they're plus a player over 50 minutes are good. So if I can get to a shootout and have 50-50 odds, that's better than trying to win in regulation.
Yeah, he's done his job.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so what can people do to be part of Simpson College? Just basically be good in their academics, keep on playing
what
good.
opportunities are coming up?
What opportunities?
Sure.
Where are you going to be
Sure.
looking at players? Obviously, at state is one good opportunity, but should high school student expect a college coach to be randomly at all times in games? How does it work?
Recruiting wise?
Yeah, recruiting wise.
I mean, I fill my summer up with showcases, so we do a lot of traveling to the regional events. There's certain showcases that have proven profitable for us, where we've identified this showcase provides us players every year we go. So I get down to Kansas City a lot because it's 3 hours from Simpson. There's a lot of good players that come to the showcases they host. They have a wonderful facility. We get into St. Louis, we get into Omaha, we go up now into Minnesota. Minnesota United's evolving, blowing up actually. Shattuck St. Mary's is up there. But there's a lot of areas close that you can find showcases and go find players without having to drive more than 5 or 6 hours.
What about going to the actual clubs? Like I know UFA has a U17 team, or by the way, on June 5th, 2 U17 players teams are going to be playing prior to our game, so that's a good opportunity to look at players.
Great opportunity. Yeah, and high school season provides a nice local option. Again, because we don't share a season with them, I can get to high school games all spring.
That was always my favorite part about being a college coach.
I know you're always at high school games.
In Iowa, I get a chance to go to essentially any, especially in the metro area, any high school game that I want. I can pretty much hit in the spring. So,
and I think it's cool to see kids play in both settings. So you can see a kid play for his club, and you can see a kid play for his high school, and maybe you see 2 different players based on the way they're being coached, the formation and the style in each program.
Yeah.
And so you get a much better evaluation of a player if you see them in different settings.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I'm a big fan of just scholastic athletics in general. You know, club and scholastic. College and high school are separate because you're playing with for and underneath an organization rather than clubs traveling all the time, and none of your friends are at the games. It's just your family. So it's kind of cool to see kids get to play in front of their classmates. I mean, it means something to them.
Cool. No, so now before we go to our next activity, which is going to be a little game here, we'd like to invite everyone to our currently Des Moines United. It's on first place. We got 10 points, and we're going to be playing Sporting Wichita this June 5th at Tiger Stadium. We're on first place of the charts with 10 points, and we got Sunflowers, then Barilleros, and then Sporting Wichita, and then Inter Wichita.
I think Sporting Wichita is probably the best team.
Don't you think? Completely unexpected. I think we're on first place, but one thing that we noticed, and we underestimated the other team, simply because they were one before the last place. They gave us a big surprise.
So we scouted. So we had one game to watch. And we scouted them. So we're at least able to identify if not their best player, one of their best players. So that helped us. But the team that we faced that very next day was a completely different team, different makeup, and they just played us off the pitch.
And where are they finding their players?
Cali Community College.
Oh, okay.
The core of them are from Cali Community College.
So exactly what we talked about, providing opportunities for all players.
No, and I think this second part of the season, it's gonna be way harder than the first one because a lot of the college players are
coming back.
And it's happening to us too. Like players that did not approach us when the project started are now approaching us and saying, "Oh no, this is actually a real thing that's happening." So.
And it's challenging.
Pass me that poster.
The commitment that these guys were kind of expecting from them to make, I was really impressed with the setup you got. You had two proper training sessions and then strength and conditioning, fitness session.
I've seen some of the stuff you've done at Flares Up.
Yeah. I was really. I've been
Jamie does a great job.
Yeah, I was really impressed with.
Big shout out to Fuerza Football. I think it's a great combination to do it. Obviously, it's a blessing to have Brandon Ermos join us. So June 5th, we're gonna be playing against Sporting Wichita Tiger Stadium. It is a free event. All of the clubs or organizations are invited. All of our cousins, our aunts. The Moines Soccer Club, United Football Academy, Iowa United, Kick It Forward, Dream Iowa, Coca-Cola Atlantic Bottling, Yellow Cab, Nike, everyone that's sponsoring and it's part of our family are invited, plus everyone else. Then we also, on June 10th, we play the Menace. It's an exhibition game. I think that's going to be a blast. And then on June 12th, it's a doubleheader. The Moines United plays Barrilleros. And also the Menace also plays that day. They're going to play at 7. We play at 4. We're also going to be giving away $15,000 worth of scholarships that we raised last year with our radio station. We got radio station Unidos por la Esperanza in Dream, Iowa. Got together, raised $15,000, and we're going to be giving away those scholarships on the 12th. So everyone is invited to this event. And now let's go to our, let's take the chips out.
Okay.
This will be the last activity of the interview. Thank you so much for being here, Rick. It's
been fun.
It's amazing. We're going to have our guy Bebeto. He's part of our morning show, narrating the event. And tell me when you guys are ready. So the rules are this. You can use these two fingers, which represent the legs.
Okay.
You cannot use one because nobody plays with one leg. So you're going to play with 2 legs. You have the ball. You have to pass the ball at least 3 times on your side of the field. If you cross your hand to the other side of the field, that's considered an offside.
Okay.
You cannot have your hands inside the area when the other person is shooting.
Okay.
That's we consider a penalty kick. So your hands have to be here when he shoots, and then you have to right away grab the ball, pass it 3 times, and then shoot.
Okay.
Okay?
Use both hands.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get started. Let me get some music going. All right, are you guys ready for this beautiful event? We got Rick from Simpson College. How you doing, Rick?
I'm doing great.
All right, and we got Brandon Erlos, who hasn't won a single game in all the 24 chapters.
We can do this.
So are you guys ready to rumble?
Let's go.
All right, let's get started. You pass 3 balls 3 times and shoot. Ooh, golazo! 1-0, 1-0. Here comes Brandon Erlos. Brandon Erlos doesn't make it. Rick grabs the ball, shoots it. Ooh! Was that a goal? All right. Nope.
No, you can't defend.
Oh, you can't. That's a penalty.
That's a
penalty kick?
Actually, it's a penalty.
Okay, so from here?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Here we go.
Oh, he misses the penalty. Here comes Rick. Here comes Rick. No.
Should I go with finesse?
Whoa, golazo. 1-1.
1-1.
Muy bien. Viene. Oh, golazo. 2-1. Ooh. No? One more goal, Rick. One more goal. Oh! Golazo. 3-1. 3-1. Hey, you're the best player that has ever played this situation. 3-1. How does it feel to lose against Rick?
You know what? If you're losing, it's best to lose to the best.
We need to give him the loca. Give him the copa.
Here we go.
Oh, thank you.
Raise it for bragging rights. Now you can say You beat Brandon Ermo.
Yeah.
All right.
He's done
What
that
do you
before.
think about the whole situation of the game? Was it a tough game? How was his defense?
You know, I thought we held a major tactical advantage. In the end, it just came down to creating better goal-scoring opportunities.
3-1 wasn't as big.
Yeah, we didn't finish it. We were anywhere close to on target with our chances. So
Okay.
we missed a PK. I mean, what can I say?
Missed the PK
What can I
without a goalie.
Yeah, so,
That's ridiculous, Brad.
we have a lot. We have a huge opportunity to improve. So that's great.
Big shout out to our sponsors. If you're looking for a job at Coca-Cola Atlantic Bottling, type the word jobs to 63337 and you can get a job at Coca-Cola. If you get a job for Yellow Cab, go to yellowcab.cab. There's also opportunities for employment at Nike. Big shout out to Kick It Forward. Big shout out to Des Moines Soccer Club, United Football Academy. Everyone is welcome to our games. To Fuerza Football.
Yes.
Who am I missing?
Kick It Forward. You already hit them up.
Kick It Forward. Pro Iowa. We're gonna have our chapter 25 will be with Kyle and Dennis from Kick It Forward from Pro Iowa.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're gonna have a nice interview, so don't miss out. See you on chapter 25.